All right, we are here with our next guest. Could you tell us what you'd like to be called and a little about yourself?
Um, just call me Ian. Just go by my name.
You're like
So
trying to figure out a cool code name. It's like it's just much easier.
I'll just like screw it. I'll go
Yeah.
because my brain will probably disconnect for a few seconds and be like, "Who is he talking to?" So I'll just go by my real name.
Cool, man. Cool.
A little about myself.
Yeah.
I'm a freshman. I'm in AFJROTC. I'm in FFA. Hockey's my favorite sport.
Awesome, man.
I love all Philly teams.
Are you in Philly right now? Are you a PA fan?
Um, uh, I'm
Actually, that
near
doesn't matter.
Philly.
Okay, cool.
I'm
Yeah, yeah.
Eastern
That's fair.
Coast.
That's fair. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm just asking because I'm from Pittsburgh, so I was I'm like on the
Really?
I'm on the other. People are always like, oh, Philadelphia, that's so close to Pittsburgh, and I'm like, it's 5 hours away.
No, it's 5 hours
Yeah,
away. Yeah.
exactly. Oh, cool.
So, so you're in uh, no, I'm having a stroke. You're in Pennsylvania. So I want to know.
Yeah.
Very few people have been to this place. So you've probably been to Lancaster, right?
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah,
in
yeah,
general, the
yeah.
place. Have you
I've
been to Shady Maple in Lancaster, the Smorgasbord, or the
no. Well,
Amish Market?
Lancaster is closer. Lancaster is much closer to Philadelphia than it is to
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
I know. Yeah.
But no, I haven't. I've not been to. Is it like an Amish paradise?
So it's like an Amish. It's a buffet, and it's so good. One of my favorites. Amish people cook the greatest food for not using any technology.
Yeah, dude, they're like one of the fastest growing minorities in the country. Like they have so many kids, they double like every 20 years or something. It's
Yeah, I
ridiculous.
know. And they're the richest people ever because they don't have anything to spend their money on. They don't pay
Exactly.
electric bill. They just light a flame and walk around with it.
Yeah, I'm actually not. I'm not in Pennsylvania right now. I'm in Florida, which is like it's a whole different world, dude. It's a whole different
Oh
world.
yeah, yeah. My grandparents have a vacation home down in Florida. I really like it there.
So it's pretty. I mean, it's hot, but like when it gets to wintertime, it's much better. But yeah, but dude, like so tell me more about like ROTC and what is it? Did you say FFA? I have no idea what that is.
You don't know what? Okay, so FFA is the Future Farmers of America, which is like a foundation for going into farming related jobs. It doesn't always have to be like, working with cattle and pigs and stuff like that, but it can be just plant sciences. And the FFA do like the organization does like a bunch of different events each year. They do um, just a bunch of different random stuff like last year for school they had, I believe it was like everyone they people made their own homemade cheese with the cattle from the school.
Are you kidding? That's
Yeah, and
amazing.
they did a testing thing. Um, and for JROTC, I'm assuming you know what that is.
Well, I know ROTC is like the like you do that before you go into the military, right?
No, ROTC is more so like a group or I guess a club, um, but you do military related stuff. Like you'll go to Air Force graduations, and or military graduations for people. Because I remember I saw or an ROTC group. I'm in JROTC, which is just junior ROTC for just under 18 people,
Yeah.
and I'm in JROTC for the Air Force because what I want to do as of now, life changes all the time, every minute. You don't know what's coming up at
Yeah.
any point in time. But what what I want to do as of now, because like I
Yeah.
said, life changes all the time. I want to do aviation through the Air Force.
Dude, that is so cool. And I think that's so wise what you're saying too. It's like, I mean, you're a freshman in high school, and there's so much like pressure to like know to have a feeling of like, oh, like you're gonna do this, like you have to do you like even in high school, people are stressing out about the things that they're going to be 20 years from now. It's like, just enjoy what you like doing. And it sounds like you're doing
Yeah,
that. It sounds like you're doing stuff with like this farming and then also doing stuff that, you know, will prepare you to do aviation. Like you were saying, the Air Force, right? Like,
yeah.
so what got you into that? Like, why the Air Force?
My older brother is actually in the Air Force. He's also doing aviation through Air Force, and
Wow.
he brought me up flying one day. Here, let me grab something.
Awesome. Cool. I love this stuff. Cool guy.
So my brother is going to be a CFI, which is a certified flight instructor, meaning you just teach younger people how to fly. And he gave me his book for private pilots for college, so like I can go through this, read, just learn more about planes. And this is a book by Wolfgang Languish. I have zero idea how to say the last name. Stick and Rudder. It's
It's
all
good.
about the
It's good.
science of planes.
Oh,
Um, I just got to the part where I haven't read much of it, but I got to the part where it's just talking about how lift is caught, like what creates lift on a plane and how a plane flies.
wow. Is it true that you have to have like perfect eyesight to be a pilot? Is that a thing or
Um, you can't. I'm pretty sure it's something like I don't think you can have glasses. I wear contacts,
yeah, me too.
so I don't know if that's accepted either. If it's not, I can always pay money and get eye surgery.
Yeah. That seems like something that's so I don't know. It seems like kind of an unnecessary requirement if you're able to get contacts, right? Or I don't know. What do you think about that?
I honestly do. I actually have been meaning to ask my brother. I don't know if you're able to have contacts as a pilot. I know through the Air Force, if you want to be a pilot, you need good eyesight. I think just genuine having a private pilot's license and being able to fly in general. All you need to
Contacts are
be,
fine. Yeah.
yeah. I'm pretty because if I look here, it the requirements are very small,
Hmm.
or not very small, but for your age, you can be very young, 17. You
Wow.
can, you don't even have to be an adult. You have to be 17 to get your private pilots.
Isn't that
So you
insane
can
that
be,
like you're able to fly a plane at 17 but you're not allowed to drink until you're 21? Like how
yeah,
ridiculous.
that's pretty
Like
ridiculous.
like you're able to like enlist in the army at 18 but you can't have like a drink? I mean, come on. Whatever.
Yeah, because so I sort of agree with the law, but because like it's meant for like mental health, right? Because your brain officially stops developing at 21, but it's also if you're a legal adult at 18, why can't you do every? My
Exactly.
state recently passed a law where now you have to be 21 to use nicotine products and cigarettes and stuff like that. They're 18, let them make their decisions. I personally don't want to jewel, vape, smoke. Drinking, I'll do it when I'm
Yeah, with
of
friends
legal
or
age,
or
like with
legal age.
friends
Yeah.
or when I'm 18, most likely, definitely, most
Yeah.
likely.
It's okay. Yeah, just yeah.
But
I'm
I
not just to cover my bases. I'm not advocating for underage drinking, but it happens
that's
sometimes,
pretty
and
high. It
yeah,
happens with everyone. Actually, pretty sure in most states, especially where I am, 18, as long as you're under parental supervision, you can drink.
well, you know what? This is what's crazy. Like, I think that the drinking law should be changed. Like, because you look at Europe, and like all of those people, like the drinking age is like 13. Like, you're able to have a drink with your parents in a restaurant when you're like 13 years old. What I think should happen is just like driving, you get like a permit for driving. You should have a permit for drinking at 16 as well. Like you're able to go out to a bar with your parents and drink when you're 16, and then like you have to take a test just like you're doing for driving, and then after you pass a test at like 17 or something, then you're able to drink at 17 or 18. I think that because it's about the education process, like
Yeah.
right, like if you know, I mean that's all you can really do, and then I mean humans are going to be humans. People are going to mess up, but at least you have some education behind you instead of not having any education, binge drinking in college, or earlier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so are your parents also interested in or were they involved with like the Air Force and the military in any way?
My uncle was, he did a lot of things in the Air Force. He
Hmm.
jumps job to job all the time. He doesn't really, because he likes change. He just likes jumping from job to job, new job.
Sounds like a cool guy. Yeah.
Yeah. But my father, no, he does. He's a businessman.
Hmm. He's a suit and tie kind of guy.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So like, what else about like school? Are you a fan of school? Like, are you in school
Yes.
right now? Like,
I
what's going on
so
with that?
my state is we online until December 7th, I believe, which sucks. So usually it's up to the school. My school, so my brother's school, they actually did because I have three brothers. I'm the youngest of four, but my brother, they go in once a week. Today's actually one of the days. He gets back at like 3:30, but he goes in once a week. Me, I'm stuck doing online up till December 7th. Um, I hate online, but it's a lot of fun because I get to troll. Like in the middle of online class, I'll just do a lot of stupid stuff. But face to face, I love it. Um, I'm in all honor systems for my school. Um, my only thing is I don't like when teachers have low energy. I can learn absolutely anything. Someone could teach me something as awful in AIDS as trigonometry or calculus, and if the teacher has energy and makes it fun, I can learn it like that. But when a teacher walks up on the board and goes, 2 plus 2 is 4, like, I don't need this monotone, slow talking. I can't deal with it.
Yeah, I think that shows like just how fast your mind works, right? Like to have that stimulus and like for you to it's easy for you to get bored,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So like you, not only do you need like if someone is providing that kind of like energy, then you're able to I don't know, you're just able to connect more with the material. That's interesting.
Mm,
Isn't that weird like how like the personality really helps a person retain or get excited or become more curious about a subject? Like,
yeah, psychology has always been so interesting to me. I love psychology. One of my favorite. I'm not a psychopath when I say this.
it's
I
okay.
have a reasoning behind it. One of my favorite serial killers is Ted Bundy because he was the only person to sit there and go, "I didn't kill someone because they pissed me off. I killed." He explained psychology. He said, "I am a psychopath." If you look at Ted Bundy, he is the most normal-looking guy you'll see in your entire life. You would not expect someone like him, a young, attractive, a whole life ahead of him, male, to go out and kill a bunch of people. But that's what he explained. He said, murderers are your sons. Murderers are your neighbors. They are in your backyard. You don't know it. Nothing causes it. They're just insane. Like when we see something like a murder, we immediately go to who pissed someone off. Who did this person piss off? Some, I'm not saying none, no murders or no crimes are committed just by um, pure insanity. Some people genuinely are impulsive when they get pissed off, and when people are impulsive, they'll do stupid things and regret it. But most of the someone's outside my house. Most of the time, it's because um, people are just insane.
Mm,
And
mm,
like like school shootings, I don't think it's from people being bullied in school. I think it's bad home life, like abusive parents, parents who don't care about like one of like the biggest issues I think is society normalizing saying man up. I don't think men should consistently talk about their emotions, but I do think they should talk about it to someone, and parents should be there as that person. But like, cuz one of the big things, switching topics,
Hey, this is
getting
great, by the
off
way. This is
track,
great. No, this is great. Yeah.
but getting off track, the biggest issue in society is um, how women are treating men right now. And I'm not saying all women do it, and I'm not saying all men treat women well. Right? It goes both ways. Both ways can treat each other wrong in different factors and ways. But women are now calling the males trait. We have all started as women were nurturing, they were calming, and caretaking, and men were aggressive, and they were the owners, they were the man of the house. And now women call that, keeping that trait and carrying that trait, toxic masculinity, because they're not nurturing. And it's making men become submissive, and they're getting rid of their dominant aggressive traits because a woman wants them to, and it causes a plummet in the statistics are males' self-esteems have plummeted over the years, and it's because of that.
Hmm. I wonder if both women and men's self-esteem have both gone down. Um, I wonder, like to what extent is
Mhm.
it could it be both of them? Um, yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. So I think it's also interesting from your perspective, like having three brothers and interestingly no sisters, right? Like, I wonder to what extent, like, have you talked to other women about that issue? Um, yeah, what do you think about? Have you talked to your mom
So,
about that?
uh, um,
Well, your dad,
my
yeah.
my mother passed when I was 5, but
Hmm.
my older brother's girlfriend, I've talked to her about that. Uh, I like her. She's pretty cool. She's big on psychology, but I mean, she agrees with me on certain, like we don't see eye to eye on everything. But with how you mentioned, I don't have any sisters. So my dad recently started dating this woman, and now I have to live with uh, her daughters, and they are awful fucking people.
Wow.
They're
Yeah.
terrible people. Very manipulative. To me, lying is okay when it's for your own survival, but when you lie knowing it is going to cause a shit ton of problems in someone else's life and um, help all of yours, it's wrong because they lie a lot. They lie consistently. They are very dishonest people, and they're kiss ups. They're huge kiss ups to their mother, and that's why their mother's always on their side. So,
Hmm.
what I think, or more so, no, but it's also an opinion that people who have to kiss up to get a promotion or get what they want are people who are too incapable of proving themselves.
I see what you mean by that. Yeah. Yeah. You believe that people who kiss up don't have the
They don't.
necessary skills to be able to be promoted just based off of their own merit. Right.
Yes, like because this is going on YouTube, let's appeal to the audience. Everyone has seen The Office. Everyone knows that Dwight really didn't have what it took to be a manager at the beginning,
Yeah.
right? So he kissed up. He kissed up really hard. So something like that shows that people do it because they know they don't have what it takes. So they appeal to them in different ways other than showing how actually good they are in that skill.
Mm-hmm. I think you have a lot of really interesting points, and you've been saying a lot of different things, and I think the thing that I am really interested in is, from what you're saying, is figuring out this idea of like the submissive man in society, right? And I think I I wonder about that, because I think to an extent, like through all of human history, like men have been the kind of the dominator, right? Like
Yes.
women didn't have the right to vote in this country until 100 years ago, um, and and even to this day, there are like things that like men still catcall women, and like women can feel in danger more often than men. Um, maybe because of their physical, they are physically smaller, but also because there are other like kind of social standards that kind of um, work against them. But I think that in terms of men being submissive, I think actually it's really important for men to be as the best listeners as they can be, because
Yes,
you know
yes,
what I mean.
absolutely.
And I think what that involves is a level of vulnerability, um, that people may see as being submissive or being feminine or being weak, right? And I think to move forward as a society, and to just develop as human beings, like we need to allow ourselves to be more vulnerable as people, not just men, but also women. And we need to listen, not to react, but listen just to connect with a person, and to hear the other side of the argument. So, I don't know if that's really connecting with, like, when I'm saying all this stuff. Like, what are the thoughts that are coming to your head about it?
Um, so I do believe that men should be good listeners, obviously, but men should not have to.
I guess I wonder what you mean by submissive. You know what I mean?
So by submissive, I mean, well, and they're not sticking up for themselves, allowing when they disagree. Women call that toxic masculinity, and once a man tries to explain why he disagrees, it's mansplaining. Because the second a man disagrees with someone on something, they're sexist.
Oh, interesting.
And this isn't all women. Not all women think that. But the super hardcore feminists, they they're more so driven by hate
Hmm.
or anger, because I believe that in America every minority that was a minority has equal opportunity. I believe we all have equal opportunity now because we've been pushing for it for so many years. We've hit equal opportunity.
What? Yeah, interesting. For you, like, what do you think is the evidence that supports that we all have equal opportunity? Like, how like, yeah.
Minority programs in colleges. If you're any form of minority at all, you get into the minority program, which just makes college cheaper.
I think I understand. I understand that thought. The thing is like you could have a program, but it could work really badly. It could, like, like I'm sure that either with like GROTC or with the FFA, like I'm sure there are some positives to the programs, but like if you think, okay, like, oh, like this program could work much better if they just did this, or much better if they just did that. Do you have that kind of relationship to those clubs? Like, do you feel like they could function better? Because I feel like there are a lot of programs in America that they have the intention of helping to improve, my like equality of opportunity to all minorities, but I feel like a lot of the programs just aren't very good at it. You know what I mean?
FFA, I personally believe, has hit an all-time high with equality and diversity for most groups. It has, like,
Hmm.
I've met a few people, a few officers from other states in FFA, and they're all very diverse. And when you see, if you look at the conventions they have, like when they have speakers and you look in the crowds, they have the most diverse crowds.
Hmm.
So in that scenario, and sometimes not all FFA groups have um, uh, completely diverse, but that also depends on what area they're from. So, like, let's say Detroit, that would be a more African American and a Caucasian dominated group of FFA people because that's what takes up Detroit. There aren't much Chinese or Japanese or any other.
Right.
There's not many other ethnicities in Detroit. But if we go to some city in Texas, that's going to have a lot of diversity because Texas has a lot of diversity.
Yeah.
There's Mexicans, African Americans, Caucasians, um, Chinese, just all
Mhm.
ethnicities and
Okay. Yeah, I guess yeah, huh. I guess I I've talked to like a bunch of people on here about um like, you know, the power differential between men and women, and I think that um I think that men still have like, I'm trying to like articulate this in a way that will resonate. Like I think that men, what's being talked about in terms of like have you listened to Jordan Peterson at all?
no. Who is that?
Yeah, I'd recommend checking him out because he talks about like that the issue I don't think is really submissiveness for men, but it's more like how do we kind of equal out the playing field with men and women in terms of jobs and in terms of in life. And what he talks about is how people just need to be more assertive with their ideas and try to listen from like an objective point of view. Um, so like one of the reasons that women don't kind of get like powerful jobs is because well, society has kind of shifted so that women are less assertive generally than men. And I don't think that men should be less assertive, you know, but um, I don't know. This is not making any sense. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know why I'm even saying this. I think I mean I agree. Yeah, I don't know. It's all very complicated, I guess. I'm trying to tailor like my this is why I'm doing this channel is because right now I feel like I'm coming up against a brick wall in my ideas, which is why I'm doing this in the first place. But it's very frustrating. You know, like I want men and women to both have equal opportunity. I want men to be able to listen to women because I think that men don't really listen to women very well. I don't think that people. I
But
don't think
that
that. I don't
is
think that people. I don't think that people listen very well. You know, and I think if we just kind of sat and actually talked to each other like one on one more, like if like I'd be really interested in hearing what your experience would be like talking about this with a woman that you respect. You know, like not women that you don't respect. You know what I mean? Um,
there are only three women I don't respect in this world, and that consists of my stepsisters and my stepmom. And that's because they're all very awful people. That's it.
hmm. And that's because of lying, you said? Like it's lying that kind of
Not
does it?
there's like so there was a lot of problems, and just a lot happened, and they were lying and manipulative and caused a lot of problems, and not just me, and not just in my life, but my older brother's lives. And yeah, I just wasn't okay with that. They run from their fears. They don't confront them. They scour. They spend their entire lives running.
Mm. Mm. Instead of standing up for like what they believe in, or they I guess they don't.
Um, like for example, the stepsister my age was doing.
Yeah, you don't have to
She did
like.
some. She no. I was thinking she did some sketchy stuff, and I was like, hey, maybe. I was like, maybe I didn't react because I just wanted to get along.
Mm.
But I said maybe I didn't react I reacted properly, but I just wanted. I said, let me explain myself, and I'll let you explain yourself. She said, okay, let's just do it now. I said, no, I want to do it face to face. She said, okay, then I don't want to do it now. I want to do it tomorrow morning. The next morning, I wake up, I look at my messages, and she said, I don't think I have to explain myself. And said, I get it. I know why you acted that way. And I said, no, you don't. No one gets it. Everyone thinks they get it, but they don't.
Yeah.
You can't immediately jump to the assumption, oh, I get it. I know why you did this. No. You have to ask them why.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't assume exactly. Yeah, you can't assume why another
And
person does a thing. You know, like that's listening. You know. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
And their whole family thinks that I've lost my mind, but in reality, I'm the only one who has gained control. Because they let their mother think for them. They don't think for themselves.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's a tough situation to be living in a house where you just so you're all living together.
Yes.
It's a difficult situation.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I feel like I'm failing you as an interviewer. I really do, I really do, because I usually am so articulate, well, more articulate than I am now, and usually a better listener.
Yeah.
I guess like of the things that we've kind of talked about and stuff, like is there anything that we haven't talked about that you would like to say that we've missed? Do you think that you think is important?
Um, Nothing I can think of. Is there anything you want to ask me that you haven't asked?
Yeah, like there's I have a list here between 1 and 45 of questions, but you can pick any number between 1 and 45, and I'll ask you that question, and we'll see where it takes us.
Let's go 13.
If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
That's a really good question. Um, my mother, probably.
Mm.
Um, she passed when I was only 5, so I didn't get much closure, and I never really knew her. The only memories I really have of her are I have a letter she wrote to me when she first made it to her cancer hospital up north. I have that, and then I have her old Bible. That's all I have. And then 2 or 3 photos of her.
Mm. What has your dad told you about her?
Um, a lot. Just about what she was like, what they did, uh, how long they were together, how they met, and then my brothers also explained some stuff to me.
That's awesome, man. That's a great. It was. Would you like to? Would you like another question, or are you okay? Are you all good?
Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, I
All
don't
good.
really break like that easy. Um,
Yeah.
what question on that list do you really want to ask me? What's
Oh
something you're very
gosh.
curious about?
Wow. I guess. I guess for you, could you for you, how would you define what love is, and how would you define what hatred is?
So for this is a pretty weird statement, but I think that love and hate go hand in hand. So, and here's what I mean. The person that you will hate the most is most likely going to be someone you once loved the most. And that that can happen very often. Sometimes you really love someone and then they turn their back on you or they do something and makes you feel insecure and awful, and you realize that they they're just not a good person, so all that love that you had still there, but it turned into hatred.
Mm.
And love, so I define love, there's a lot of ways you can define love. It's a broad spectrum of a lot of things. But someone you're willing to give your life for, someone you want to spend the rest of your life and make memories with, and just have a family with, experience everything with, someone who you don't want to leave your side.
Dude, you are a caring, loving guy. You know, like that's and it's so nice to talk to you, and I get a sense that we come from very different perspectives. Um, but I think what's amazing about this country and about something like this is that we can recognize the love in other people and see that that love and that care means so much more than all the other kind of semantic dumb opinion stuff. I
Hmm.
and I think it's people like you that I don't know, that make me, I don't know, hopeful for a brighter future. You know what I mean? And so,
Hmm.
yeah, thank you for allowing me to ask you questions and to get into this stuff with you, man.
No problem, man.
You know.
No problem at all.
Um, so I'm gonna be uploading this video in like 2 seconds. It'll be up in like 10 minutes, and I'll tell you, like, I'm gonna go back and watch this video a lot, because I think you're a really smart guy, and I think there are a lot of things in this video that made me question things, and I and yeah, and maybe I don't question myself enough. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate you speaking truth about yourself, and putting
No
yourself
problem
out
at all,
there.
man. Thank you
You know,
for interviewing me. That was pretty cool. I
awesome, man.
enjoyed it completely. I love having conversations with people on this site.
Yeah, it was great. Okay, well, I'll be talking to you again, maybe if you want to. I've got my email there. You're always welcome on. Okay.
All right, here. Let me put your email down in my notes before you go.
Cool. And make sure
Uh,
to subscribe too, because then you'll
yeah,
see my
I'm
videos more.
subscribed.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'll look forward to seeing the video. I just put your email on my notes. If I ever talk to you again, I look forward to it.
All
All
right,
right. Have a
man.
great
All
day.
right. See you later, man. Bye. So this video, I got caught in my head a lot because I so disagreed with many of the things that he said. Um, and I think my process, my mind process was like, okay, like how can I, instead of being present with him and listening, I actually zoned out. And I started thinking, okay, how can I articulate an argument that can get him to just realize that I'm right? And I think that's the wrong way to go about it. I don't think that I actually breathed in his opinion. I don't think I actually listened to him. Um, like I just wanted to prove myself right. Oh, okay. So this is how we get better. This is how we listen and are more present through this process, through this realization. And I'm going to go back through this video and I'm going to listen and think about it a little more. Okay. Thank you guys. I feel really bad. I feel like I let you down. See you guys.